fucking live. Alright. So, it's a fucking pandemic, motherfuckers. It's a fucking pandemic. The WHO came out today, World Health Organization came out earlier, a few hours ago, and declared COVID-19, the coronavirus, a pandemic, global pandemic. So, this is the first pandemic, I believe, that of this magnitude, of this amount of attention that I've experienced in my lifetime. So, and I know my mother just said, she said that this is the first one of hers, but I believe since the Spanish flu, we haven't had something that spread so quickly. Now, the death ratio isn't much to talk about, but it is making people sick, and it's making them sick for up to 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, the recovery time on this upper respiratory infection virus is pretty lengthy. I know I was down sick with influenza A for a whole month of February. I was down. I got better for a couple of days there in the month, and then it just kind of changed. I don't know if it was mutating inside me or what, but I was sick for a whole month. So this coronavirus might get me down pretty bad if I get sick with it. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to contain it, since it is airborne and it is a bioweapon. So Trump's coming out at 9 p.m. I don't know if it's 9 Eastern or 9 Central Standard Time to speak on this. But anyway, around 8 o'clock, wherever you're at, start watching the news, your news channels. Trump will be on there telling us what their plans are. I imagine it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty at all. So they're dead set on implementing their new world order on everybody. And if this is the way it's going to roll out, I guess this is the way it's going to play out. So I'm extremely concerned about it. Once you get military on the streets, it's real hard to get them off in a lockdown situation. You know, but hell, it might just be locked down certain areas for a certain amount of time, and then let them go out and get sick. You know, and then the main thing is to stint the flow of people getting admitted to the hospital. So one of the receptionists at my doctor's office today, I went and got my shot today. She was saying that, you know, they don't hospitalize everybody with pneumonia or with the flu. So why would they hospitalize you immediately if you had the coronavirus? Or, you know, well, to quarantine you ought to be hospitalized. But they're just going to have to lock everybody down in their houses and see how do you get proper care if you're locked down in your house. You know, we're going to see typhus and stuff spread, because probably the bubonic plague will start back up, because there's going to be dead bodies sitting in residences for up to 2 weeks at a time before they're cleared out. I mean, you might have to be sitting in the house with your dead grandparents or your dead family members for up to 2 weeks before somebody comes and picks them up, or you might have to bury them in your backyard for the time being, or you know, if you have a big walk-in freezer or something, you stick them in there. But this is getting serious, folks. It really is. It's really hitting home. Like, you don't expect things to really hit home. I mean, the American populace has got this deniability It's denial syndrome, where presented with something catastrophic, they're like, "Oh, it could never happen here. It could never happen to me." And then when it does happen to in your hometown or in your neighborhood or next door, you're not prepared for it because of this denial we've been fed that everything's going to be okay and everything's taken care of and stuff. Well, it's not. Something like this can be the fall of civilizations. So what we're going to see is coming down the pipes after states of emergency are declared or a national state of emergency is declared. We're going to see the continuity of government go into effect. And if you don't know anything about the new continuity of government that Trump put in, it involves the Space Force. So right now, there's probably a space station up there that's got enough space to house the essential members of Congress and the House and Senate and the White House staff, the president, will probably be shot up into orbit and rule things from kind of like the movie Elysium. I wouldn't doubt if they already have that space station built, or if it's starting to be built as soon as the Space Force got into its regular routines. So, I mean, we have this continuity of government issue, and who knows? The White House could already be infected with it because that guy that was at the meeting who was shaking hands with everybody, shook hands with Trump, and he came down with the COVID-19. Now, whether he had it at the meeting or he contracted it before or after the meeting, it has yet to be found out. But whether he was contagious during that time is what I'm saying. But some members of the government, there's about 5 of them, I think, that have self-quarantined. And we still haven't got an answer to whether Trump or Pence has been tested for COVID-19. So we don't know if they have contracted the virus or not. But, it looks more and more like this is a nanotech situation with the vaccine. They roll out a virus that everybody gets sick with, and then everybody demands the vaccine, and they slip the nanobots in to the vaccines that allows you to be controlled with the 5G technology. Now all this is possible. This technology is years old. It's been known about since the mid 90s, late 80s, mid 90s, that this technology was possible. And once once a civilian finds out that technology is possible, you can almost guarantee that the military has had it in its laboratories for the past 20 fucking years or more. So, I mean, it's like my buddy David Pukta, a scientist buddy out there in California, said that all Tesla needed was an oscilloscope, and he could have brought us wireless energy a lot faster and blown the minds. He could have shown what he was doing, with the oscilloscope, and adjusted his experiments with an oscilloscope to perfect them, and would have had almost all of his experiments come to fruition instead of just being experiments. They would be actual implemented instruments and stuff. Kind of like the Rife machines we use that are manufactured in some back room somewhere, and not popular. You don't see Rife machines in hospitals. They do work, but it's something that's not studied. It's not in the schools, and it's really frowned upon by modern medicine because it actually works. The things that actually work are frowned upon by modern medicine. They want things that half-ass work, so you have to keep on going back to the fucking hospital and paying money. They want to drain your insurance fucking accounts. They want to drain your finances. That's what any business is out there to do, is to suck money from you. And we're going into this phase where everybody's going to have to stay home, shelter in home, for up to 2 weeks to a month. And so they're working out ways of paying people. I know New York is the first place to do this. Governor Cuomo was talking about it yesterday. To pay, or yesterday, the day before, but to pay people that get quarantined. They're passing bills and stuff to get people money, so they don't run out of stuff while they're in quarantine. Now, what kind of quarantine does it mean? Does that mean you're quarantined for certain blocks, or quarantined to certain parts of town, or are you permanently locked down in your house? Because a lot of these people aren't going to prep. They'll never prep. They have the deniability psychosis, and they're going to get locked down in their house with only a day or two of supplies. They're going to have to get out of their house. You can't keep somebody inside unless you have military on the street. So, there's that. So what we're looking at is a real shitstorm of how this is going to be conducted from state to state. If it's not going to be conducted nationally, then it has to be conducted state to state. So what we're waiting for tonight to hear about from Trump is whether or not he's going to declare a national state of emergency, or is he going to let each state declare their own state of emergency as cases surge in each state. So it's getting on 12 minutes here. It goes a jet. I don't know what else to say. This has been planned. This has been planned out. I mean, people are taking it with a grain of salt, and not believing it. But it's simply that the hospitals are going to be overrun, is why we're going into quarantine. Not because it's killing people or anything like that, real bad. But there is, that 4% death ratio there, and that's quite a bit. But with the flu and stuff like that, dengue and stuff, you got a higher mortality rate. It's the flu and dengue have already killed millions of people this year alone. I mean, or last year into this season. But you don't see people quarantining and stuff like that. That doesn't get called a pandemic because they don't spread like this is spread. And it makes you wonder sometimes that this isn't intentionally being spread. So whether or not it's being intentionally spread is a misnomer, but you can guarantee shit's gonna hit the fan pretty soon when certain individuals get locked down, and they don't want to be locked down. So there's no reason for them to be locked down, and by God, us Americans have guns and can fight back. These other countries don't have firearms. There's nothing they can do when the military steps out in the street. But if you want to get down, if you want to get out of your house and get to a place to get some supplies or something, and you have a firearm, and you and your buddies gang up and go hunting for supplies, you're going to be bumping into military patrols, National Guard patrols, stuff like that. That will fire on you if you're carrying. So just be aware that this could spark a civil war of monumental proportions. It's really uh, all the all the what am I trying to say? All the not National Guard, but the oh, fuck. Anyway, I better cut this video short. I'm getting brain fog, but I haven't had any smoke in several days, and it's working on my nerves. This thing just keeps exploding, exploding. Something like this is something that I fear of happening. It's anxiety. Anxiety you can't get away from is one thing. My type of bipolar disorder is bothered by it, and that's why I need my medical marijuana. It's for my anxiety attacks. It's just things that you can't avoid. Uh, you know, I just can't put down. I just can't let it go. It's especially something this big. It is something I can't let go, and I need to be medicated for it. So, if you'd like to donate, I'll leave a link in a pinned comment to my PayPal. Give me some money. Get me down to the dispensary and calm me down. Maybe you won't see me ranting as much, but if you like that sort of thing, leave a note, say, get some sativa, I like your rants. If you don't like my rants, leave a note saying, get some indica, I want you to go to sleep. So, anyway, folks, I'll leave my PayPal and a link comment down below. If you can donate. If you know you're going to stock up or whatever, stock up. But if you got a little bit of money, shoot me some. I could really use it right now. I'm about out of tobacco and coffee and everything. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But you folks have an excellent evening. I will holler at you probably after Trump speaks. Give you my thoughts on what he has to say and everything like that. Peace out, motherfuckers. Mr. Mission Control's out of here.